Galactic Council stunned. Unveiling humanity's true dreadnought power. The massive council chamber fell silent as the human delegation entered. Admiral June Park led the small group, his weathered face showing no emotion. Behind him walked Commander Hana Kim and Science Officer Dojin Lee. Their simple gray uniforms looked plain next to the ornate clothing of the alien representatives. The chamber itself was a wonder of engineering. A huge dome of crystal-like material let in the light from 3 different suns. Around a circular table sat representatives from over 20 spacefaring civilizations. Some had scales, others fur. Some floated in special tanks while others required breathing equipment. "Welcome, humans," spoke High Counselor Traz, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. "We are pleased to finally meet the newest spacefaring species in our sector." Admiral Park bowed slightly. "The people of Earth thank you for your invitation." The Volaxian representative snorted, a wet sound from his breathing slits. Ambassador Rax was nearly twice the height of the humans, with armored plates covering his body. "I fail to see why we waste time with such primitive beings." Hana's hand tightened on her datapad, but Park's expression remained neutral. "Our scans of your vessel show technology at least 3 generations behind Council standard," continued Rax. "Your weapon systems are practically decorative." "We come in peace," Park replied simply. "Our ship, the HSS Harmony, serves our needs." The Volaxian laughed, a harsh sound like grinding metal. "Peace, the luxury of the weak." The Volaxian Empire expanded through strength, not diplomacy. High Counselor Traz raised a limb for silence. "Ambassador Rax, remember protocol. All new species receive equal welcome." The humans were given seats far from the center of the table. As the council meeting continued, various representatives discussed trade routes, border disputes, and scientific exchanges. No one asked for human input. During a break, Science Officer Lee approached a group of alien scientists. "You're faster than light? Technology is impressive," he said, his eyes wide with apparent wonder. "Our engines take 3 times longer to cover the same distance." The Zentari scientist, a being with translucent skin showing complex organs beneath, seemed pleased by the compliment. "Yes, our quantum fold technology is quite advanced. Perhaps in a few centuries, humans will develop something similar." "We can only hope," Lee replied, discreetly activating the scanner hidden in his sleeve. Meanwhile, Commander Kim was engaged in conversation with a reptilian diplomat. "Your defensive capabilities must be extraordinary," she said. "How do you manage shield harmonics across multiple frequencies?" The diplomat, flattered by her interest, began explaining technical details that would have been classified on any human vessel. As the day ended, the humans were assigned quarters in a distant wing of the council station. The rooms were small and plainly furnished, clearly designed for species of little importance. Once alone, the 3 officers gathered in Park's room. He activated a device that created a field preventing electronic eavesdropping. "Their assumptions are working in our favor," Park said, his formal manner dropping away. "Did you get what we needed, Dojin?" Lee projected data from his wrist device. "Complete scans of their quantum fold drive. Our engineers will have no trouble replicating and improving it. And I have detailed specifications of their shield technology," added Kim. "Their system has at least 3 major vulnerabilities they don't even recognize." Park nodded with satisfaction. "The Volaxians are the main concern. Their empire has conquered 8 worlds in the past decade. Our intelligence was correct. They're planning expansion into our sector." "They're powerful but arrogant," said Kim. "Did you see their reaction when you mentioned our ship? They didn't even bother scanning below the outer hull." The diplomatic facade is working perfectly. Park opened a secure channel to Earth Command. The face of General Min appeared on screen. "Report, Admiral. Phase 1 complete, General. The Council sees exactly what we want them to see. A young, technologically inferior species eager to learn. And the Volaxians? Dismissive, aggressive. They fit our profile exactly. I believe conflict is inevitable." General Min nodded gravely. "Continue as planned. The fleet remains on standby. The Prometheus and the other dreadnoughts remain hidden." Understood. No one here suspects our true capabilities. As they ended the transmission, Park looked at his officers. Remember, we play the role of the humble newcomers. Let them underestimate us. For how long? Asked Kim. Until we have no choice but to show our true strength, Park replied. Humanity learned long ago that in a dangerous galaxy, peace comes through preparedness. Outside their window, the alien stars gleamed coldly in the darkness. Somewhere out there, the real human fleet waited, ships of war disguised as merchant, vessels and research platforms. The Galactic Council would learn eventually that humanity's greatest skill had always been survival. 3 months after their arrival at Nexus Prime, the human embassy had settled into a routine. Ambassador Hyun Lee's office overlooked the vast alien cityscape, towers of impossible geometry stretching toward the pink sky. The room was deliberately modest compared to other embassies. Even the furniture was brought from Earth, simple wooden pieces that made visiting aliens uncomfortable with their primitive materials. Today, Hyun welcomed a delegation from the Meldari, insectoid beings known for their skill in biochemistry. Your species shows promise, buzzed the Meldari representative. Perhaps we could arrange a knowledge exchange. Our medical advances for What do humans offer again? Hyun smiled politely. We're still finding our place in the galactic community. Perhaps our art or cuisine might interest you. The Meldari's antennae twitched, and what Hyun had learned was amusement. After they left, engineer Sung-Ho Kang entered the office. They scanned. Everything again, Sung-Ho reported quietly. Their technology is impressive but predictable. Did they find anything? Just what we wanted them to find, Sung-Ho replied. Our hidden systems remained undetected. Later that day, Hyun attended the IR weekly council session. As usual, the humans were seated in the far corner, nearly forgotten until the Valaxian ambassador Rax brought up border security. The Taraxian sector requires better protection, Rax announced. The Valaxian Empire generously offers to extend our security forces into that region. The Taraxian sector was only 2 systems away from Earth's assigned territory. Hyun knew this was no coincidence. If I may, Hyun stood, surprising many who had forgotten the human was present. Earth would like to propose an alternative. The Taraxian sector could form a neutral zone, protected jointly by multiple council species. Ambassador Rax's armored faceplates shifted in anger. What would humans know of security? Your species barely manages interstellar travel. We only wish to learn from more experienced species, Hyun replied humbly. The council voted to table the discussion. As Hyun left the chamber, Counselor Zini, a gas-based entity from the Andromeda Edge, floated alongside him. Clever move, Zini whispered, their voice like wind through leaves. Few challenge the Valaxians so subtly. We're just trying to understand council politics, Hyun answered. The Valaxians have conquered 3 systems in the past cycle, all formerly independent, all now protected by their battle fleets. And the council allows this? The council prefers peace, even an enforced one. Back at the embassy, Hyun met with his team. Science officer Yoonji Choi had spent weeks analyzing alien technology. Their weapon systems all follow the same principles, she explained, displaying holographic schematics. Impressive power, but all dependent on quantum resonance fields. Which means, asked Hyun. Which means they all have the same weakness, Sung-Ho interrupted. Disrupt the field harmonics and their entire defense network collapses. That night, Hyun encrypted his findings and transmitted them to Admiral June Park, who commanded the human diplomatic vessel in orbit. How long until the Valaxians make their move against us? June asked. Weeks, maybe days, replied Hyun. They're growing suspicious of our questions. And the other species? Most see us as harmless curiosities. Some, like the Meldari and Zini, seem genuinely interested in cooperation. June nodded. Keep playing the diplomat. Earth Command needs more time to position our real fleet. The next day, Hyun received an unexpected visitor. A young Valaxian officer entered his office without announcement. I am Sub-Commander Traz, he said. Son of High Counselor Traz, Hyun maintained his diplomatic smile. How may I help you? My father believes in this council. I serve the Empire. Today, these interests align. The young Valaxian lowered his voice. Emperor Vrax plans to make an example of humanity. He believes conquering Earth would solidify our position as the dominant council species. Why tell me this? Because unlike most, I've studied your species. Your history is filled with warfare. You appear peaceful now, but I wonder what capacity for violence you hide. Hyun's face revealed nothing. We're simply diplomats seeking friendship. The Valaxian made a gesture like a shrug. Then you will not survive what comes. Consider this conversation. Academic curiosity on my part. After he left, Hyun immediately contacted Admiral June. The Valaxians are preparing to move against Earth. How soon can the Prometheus be ready? We need 2 more weeks to gather the fleet without detection. Hyun looked out at the alien skyline. We may not have 2 weeks. Prepare contingency Delta. If they force our hand, we'll have to reveal at least some of our capabilities. The diplomatic game was reaching its final moves, and soon the galaxy would learn that humanity's greatest deception was making others believe they were weak. The attack came without warning. 3 Valaxian battlecruisers appeared at the edge of the Lumari system, their massive hulls black against the stars. The peaceful Lumari, with their crystalline cities and advanced art, had no defenses. Within hours, their main world was under bombardment. Ambassador Hyun Lee watched the emergency broadcast with the rest of the council. The Lumari representative's voice shook as he pleaded for help. Our people are dying. The Valaxians claim we harbor rebels, but this is a lie. We beg the council to intervene. The chamber remained silent. High Counselor Traz finally spoke, his 4 eyes downcast. The council deeply regrets this conflict, but we cannot interfere in regional security matters. Hyun noticed how many representatives avoided looking at the screen. The Valaxian ambassador Rax sat with his armor plates extended, in a display of dominance. 3 days later, the Lumari delegation arrived at the human embassy. Their leader, Scholar Vish, had lost the usual glow of her crystalline skin. The Valaxians have taken our world, she said simply. Those who could escape are now refugees. We seek sanctuary. Hyun didn't hesitate. Earth extends protection to all Lumari refugees. When news of the human decision reached the council, Ambassador Rax immediately demanded a special session. The humans harbor enemies of the Valaxian Empire, he thundered. This primitive species overreaches its place. The Lumari are scholars, not combatants. Hyun replied calmly. They seek only safety. Your interference is noted, Rax hissed. Earth has made its choice. The following day, reports arrived of Valaxian ships moving toward human space. Admiral June Park called an emergency meeting aboard the HSS Harmony. They're sending 6 battlecruisers, he told his officers. Our intelligence indicates they plan to make an example of us. Commander Hana Kim studied the tactical display. The Prometheus and the Hidden Fleet are still 5 days from being in position. Then we must delay them, June said. Captain Daeho Yoon, prepare the Harmony for defensive maneuvers. Sir, the Harmony's diplomatic configuration can't withstand a Valaxian attack, Daeho pointed out. They don't know that for certain, June replied, and appearances can be deceiving. The Harmony moved to the edge of human space, directly in the path of the approaching Valaxian fleet. June opened a communication channel. This is Admiral Park of Earth. You are approaching sovereign human territory. Please state your intentions. The Valaxian commander's face filled the screen. His armor plates flared in aggression. I am war leader Kraz. You will surrender the Lumari criminals to Valaxian justice or face immediate attack. The Lumari are under Earth's protection, June stated firmly. We request council mediation for this dispute. The time for talk is over, Kraz snarled. You have 1 hour to surrender them, or we will demonstrate why humans have no place among spacefaring powers. When the transmission ended, Hana approached June. Sir, even with our hidden capabilities, the Harmony cannot stand against 6 cruisers. No, June agreed. But we don't need to win. We just need to survive long enough. He activated the secure channel to Earth Command. General Min, the Valaxians have forced our hand. Request permission to activate Contingency Omega. General Min's face was grim on the screen. Granted. The Prometheus is moving at maximum speed to your position. Until then, show them only what you must. 1 hour later, the Valaxian ultimatum expired. Their cruisers advanced in attack formation. All hands to battle stations, June ordered. Release safety protocols on defensive systems only. The crew worked quickly, removing hidden panels to reveal advanced targeting systems. The ship's hull remained unchanged, still appearing as the simple diplomatic vessel the Council had dismissed. The first Valaxian shots came as bright purple beams slicing through space. To everyone's surprise, they scattered harmlessly against an invisible barrier around the Harmony. Shield technology they thought was beyond us, June commented with grim satisfaction. Return fire. Minimal weapons only. The Harmony's response seemed pathetically small against the massive Valaxian ships, but the precise hits caused one cruiser's weapons to suddenly fail. They're regrouping, reported Hana. They seem confused by our resistance. Good, said June. The longer they hesitate, the more time we gain. He opened a channel to Captain Yoon on the bridge. Deho, prepare for full evasive maneuvers. Make them chase us toward coordinates Delta 9. Drawing them away from Earth and toward our rendezvous point, Deho confirmed. May I ask how long we need to survive, Admiral? June checked the secure tracker, showing a signal rapidly approaching from the edge of the system. Just long enough, Captain. Help is coming. The Harmony limped through space, trailing debris and venting atmosphere from its hull. Admiral June Park held tight to his command chair as the ship shuddered under another Valaxian attack. Shields at 23%, reported Commander Hana Kim. Her face was streaked with soot from an exploded console. We can't take much more of this. The tactical display showed 5 Valaxian cruisers surrounding them, firing at regular intervals. The 6th had retreated with serious damage after the Harmony's surprising counterattack. Any word from the Prometheus? June asked quietly. No communications, replied Communications Officer Min Ho-baek. But our sensors detect something large approaching at high speed. War Leader Kraz's face appeared on the main screen again, his armor plates flushed with the Valaxian equivalent of pleasure. Your resistance was unexpected, human, but ultimately futile. Surrender now, and your deaths will be quick. Perhaps we should discuss terms, June said, signaling Minho to stretch. Out the conversation. There are no terms, laughed Kraz. Only the timing of your execution. At that moment, Officer Baek's console lit up. Admiral, receiving encoded transmission. June allowed himself a small smile. War Leader, I believe our discussion has been premature. The space behind the Valaxian ship suddenly distorted. A massive vessel emerged from what appeared to be a fold in reality itself. It dwarfed even the Valaxian cruisers, its hull gleaming with a dark metallic sheen that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. What trickery is this? Demanded Kraz, his confidence visibly shaken. No trickery, replied June. Allow me to introduce the HSS Prometheus, humanity's true flagship. The Prometheus was unlike anything the Galactic Council had ever seen. What had appeared on long-range scans as a simple ship was revealed as a true dreadnought. Its hull featured geometric patterns that seemed to shift and change, confusing targeting systems. Captain Junho Lee's voice came through clearly on all frequencies. This is Captain Lee of the Earth vessel Prometheus. Valaxian forces are ordered to stand down immediately and withdraw from human space. You dare, sputtered Kraz. One ship, no matter how large, cannot stand against 5 Valaxian battle cruisers. Perhaps a demonstration is in order, Junho replied calmly. The Prometheus extended what looked like wings from its central hull, revealing weapon ports that had been hidden beneath its outer skin. A pulse of energy rippled across its surface, and suddenly, the damaged Harmony began to repair itself, the hull sealing as if alive. Regenerative energy transfer, whispered Science Officer Yoonji Choi on the Harmony's bridge. They won't understand how we're doing this. Target their lead vessel, ordered Captain Lee aboard the Prometheus. Minimal force, precision strike, only. A beam of blue-white energy lanced out from the Prometheus, striking the Valaxian flagship at exactly the point where its shield generators connected to the main power system. The cruiser's lights flickered and died as its shields collapsed. Completely. How? Demanded Kraz, genuine fear in his voice now. Our shield frequencies are changed randomly. No weapon could target with such precision. Aboard the Prometheus, Tactical Officer Yuna Bay smiled at her targeting console. Their technology is impressive but predictable. Their random frequencies follow mathematical patterns we decoded weeks ago. The Valaxian ships regrouped, concentrating fire on the Prometheus. Their weapons, devastating against normal shields, splashed harmlessly against the Dreadnought's defenses. Their weapons use quantum resonance, Captain Lee noted. Our counter-resonance fields render them half as effective. Should we disable the rest of their fleet? Asked Yuna. No, replied Lee. Just enough to make our point. The Prometheus fired again, this time sending precisely calibrated pulses that disabled the weapons on 2 more Valaxian ships without destroying them. War Leader Kraz, Admiral Park called from the Harmony. As you can see, we could destroy your entire fleet if we wished. Instead, we offer terms. Withdraw from human space, release the Lumari homeworld, and we will consider this matter settled. Kraz's face showed a complex mix of rage and fear. This deception will not be forgotten, humans. The Emperor will hear of this. We're counting on it, June replied. Tell him humanity prefers peace, but we are always prepared for the alternative. As the damaged Valaxian ships limped away, the crew of the Harmony erupted in cheers. The Prometheus moved alongside, dwarfing the diplomatic vessel. General Min on secure channel, reported Officer Bayek. The rest of the fleet is ready to emerge from hiding if needed, said the general. But it seems your demonstration was sufficient, Admiral. For now, June agreed. But this is just the beginning. The real challenge awaits us at the Council. The Council chamber had never been so full. Representatives from every species crowded, the tiered seats with many standing along the walls. At the center, Ambassador Hyun Lee stood calmly before the Council leaders. Behind him, Admiral June Park and Captain Junho Lee of the Prometheus represented Earth's military. Facing them across the chamber was the Valaxian delegation, led by Emperor Vrax himself. His massive frame dwarfed his subordinates. His armor, plates a deep crimson of barely contained rage. High Counselor Traz called the emergency session to order. We face an unprecedented situation. The Empire of Volax claims deception by Earth. Humanity claims defense against aggression. Both cannot be true. Emperor Vrax rose to his full height. These humans concealed their true military capabilities. They presented themselves as peaceful while harboring weapons that could threaten us all. The chamber erupted in nervous chatter. Many species now feared what they had previously dismissed. If I may respond, Hyun said, his voice somehow carrying through the noise. The room fell silent. Humanity concealed nothing that was asked of us directly. We presented ourselves exactly as we are, a species seeking peaceful cooperation. You hid Dreadnought-class warships, shouted War Leader Kraz. Just as you hid your intentions toward the Lumari, countered Hyun. He activated a holographic display showing the devastation of Lumari cities. While this council debated, innocent beings died. He then played recorded conversations between Valaxian officers planning the attack on Earth. You intended to make an example of us, Hyun continued, to show the council what happens to those who defy the Valaxian Empire. We simply showed you what happens when you threaten Earth. Engineer Sung-Ho Kang stepped forward with another display. Our analysis of Valaxian expansion over the past 5 cycles shows a clear pattern. Each conquered species was first isolated, then labeled a threat, then attacked when the Council refused to intervene. The representatives from smaller species shifted uncomfortably in their seats. Many had feared they would be next. Humanity did not come to this Council seeking war, Admiral June added, but our history taught us to be prepared. The Prometheus represents decades of human innovation. combined with careful study of galactic technology. Science Officer Yoonji Choi activated a technical display. Our approach differs fundamentally from Council standard. While most species optimize for maximum power, we focus on adaptability, redundancy, and protecting our crews. A philosophy born from centuries of our own conflicts, explained June. We hoped never to need these capabilities in galactic society. Emperor Vrax slammed his fist on the table. Pretty words to hide the fact that you deceived us all, the me. Phylaxian Empire demands sanctions against Earth. High Counselor Traz's 4 eyes blinked thoughtfully. Perhaps deception exists on both sides. The records show your empire promised protection to the Lumari, not conquest. The Council has allowed the Valaxians to expand unchecked for too long, said the Zentari representative, their translucent form glowing with emotion. Perhaps humanity's arrival is the balance we needed. For hours, the debate continued. Finally, High Counselor Traz called for decisions. The Valaxian Empire will withdraw from Lumari space and assist in rebuilding what was destroyed, he declared. Furthermore, no Council species may invoke security concerns to justify military action without full Council review. Emperor Vrax's armor plates flared in anger, but War Leader Kraz whispered urgently to him. The Emperor finally nodded stiffly. And what of Earth? Asked another counselor. Their deception was a defensive measure that harmed no one until they were attacked, finished Traz. Earth will receive a full Council seat and expanded territorial rights commensurate with their demonstrated capabilities. As the session ended, many representatives approached the humans with new respect and, in some cases, alliance proposals. The galactic political landscape had shifted overnight. Later, Admiral June and Ambassador Hyun stood on the observation deck of the Prometheus, watching the distant stars. Did we do the right thing? Hyun asked quietly. Revealing our strength this way? We revealed exactly what was needed, no more, no less, replied June. The Valaxians still don't know about our other advances. And now? Now comes the hard part, June said, using our power wisely. He looked at the stars, each one potentially holding life they had yet to encounter. Humans have always been good at fighting. Now we must prove we're equally good at building peace. Below them, the shipyards of Earth were already at work, not on weapons, but on vessels designed to heal worlds damaged by Valaxian aggression. The true strength of humanity was not in their dreadnoughts, but in their ability to adapt and grow beyond conflict when given the chance.